in storage there might be a little bit of separation, so he's just reincorporating that into the mix before he takes out what he needs. So 3 equal volumes of the base material.
That's quite a lot.
A little bit big, that.
I'll cut that into fruit, yeah.
So we want 3 the same size. So.
Normally you don't measure the weight or volume. You have, by experience, check it out.
Well, what we find is doing it this way, what you could do is put one big lump down and try and judge a third of it. And you get it wrong every time. At least doing it this way, where you've got all your blobs the same size, your solidifier will be the same one, then you have a much better chance of being within that 10% tolerance that you have in the ratio. But yes, if you do have a weighing machine, then you're obviously going to get spot on ratio every time. But provided you are within that 10% tolerance of the ratio, then you will still get the full physical properties from the pure material. Right, so there's the same mixing technique as before. Once again, you've got 2 distinctly different colours, so it has a good visual check for when it's mixed properly.
Ice cream, grape. Want to try? Kevin, you look interested.
We generally cut the brushes down a little bit just to stiffen up the bristles. It does a much more effective job of stiffening the material into the profile of the prepared surface.
Does it come with its own brush?
It doesn't come with a brush, no.
So is there like any recommendation?
Because sometimes you want a ½ inch one or 1 inch to it, it depends on what you're doing with it. So. Okay, right, so what we'll do here, we'll just we'll take some material and use that to wet out the prepared surface on the wall there. And the other one we'll use to wet out the prepared bracket. Same as we did on the pipe, we'll just make sure that we've got good contact into that profile. Now the recommendation for the thickness of the repair is not more than 2 millimeters. Right. Okay, it might be a big area and there may be some undulations, so there will be some areas that are above that, but we're aiming for an average of 2 millimeters. You can see that is only supported at the bottom, just with the suction of the material, it's staying put. But just as a safeguard, what I'm going to do is I'm going to couple of blocks on the side as well. There. Take that screwdriver out of the chest.
Screwdriver.
You see it?
Right.
Well, I'm not really sure we need these, but just as a precaution, if we're going to walk away from this sort, we'll just make sure that stays put. There we go. That's nice and secure. That's held whilst the material solidifies. This has a very simple ratio of 1 to 1. So mixing by volume, you can be completely foolproof just by using some pots. So we'll measure a level pot of the base and a level pot of the solidifier. That way we know we've got our exact 1 to 1 ratio. Take this. Whilst he's doing that, what Rosa's going to do is going to pre-mix the solidifier. This has been sat for a while, so there will be a little bit of settlement. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just something that happens to all kinds of food coatings.
Ini macam bikin kek, Kevin. Kalau salah ratio, keras itu kek. Jadi keras kek. Pasti dia. We ever use this for FM? Tapi 31. Tidak pernah.
I'm taking photographs and I see some other products.
And once again, two very distinctly different colours, so easy to check right from it. Obviously, if we're mixing a full unit, then we're probably going to use a small spiral mixer.
Combes ni nyampur.
If you can do it, or just whatever it takes to get all that loose material off, get the surface. The more effort you put into the surface preparation, the more you're going to gain from the protection. Okay, so what he's going to do now, here you can see, because look what he's doing. Okay, just stop. Stop.
Can I?
You see that? So it's
You're okay, yeah? Okay.
completely displaced the water. Yeah, and if it was with water, even if it was oily, we would have the same result. And you notice it's loading the brush up and going through the water, but it's going straight from the brush to the substrate. We've not got all this stuff floating around like you do see with some alternatives. Keep going. You should have used a bigger brush. I think that's why you bought this thing.
Ini mau bikin water stick ni. Sikit nak kena.
Yeah, but where we're looking here.
Kalau tebal dia tu boleh tambah sikit ini lah. Untuk mula-mula tadi je kita pusing je lah.
So it'll show you on the dry as well. We'll put some above the water.
So yeah, what we've tried to simulate here is submerged, and then the splashing, and then the atmospheric.
Yeah.
Bring the applicator up all the way up from the water into the dry.
Sampai atas.
Yeah, just
I'll do a vertical one.
connect the two together. Yeah. It's not like painting. You know, you really put some effort into getting the material on the surface. You have to, you know, physically displace the water, but it is doable. And obviously on the dry, it's so easy.
So I don't think Jotun's Jotomastic, which is surface tolerant, would do that. I don't think so. I know enough, or any of the other conventional coatings.
Keep coming up more.
What we'll do is we'll also show some